The moment someone walks out of your life, they shouldn't still occupy the prime real estate of your mind. Yet, that's what so many people do. They replay the conversations, they stalk the social media, they hold imaginary arguments at 2 a.m. And every time you do it, you're paying a rent you can't afford. That mental space is meant for your growth, your dreams, your peace, not for someone who didn't value you enough to stay. When you keep him in your head, you keep him in control. You allow his absence to dictate your emotions, your choices, even your mood on a random Tuesday. It's like keeping a ghost around that haunts you whenever you try to move forward. But here's the raw truth. He doesn't deserve that kind of power. If he broke your heart, why give him the privilege of breaking your future too? Every time you think of him, you're making an investment. Your energy, your focus, your emotional bandwidth. And just like with money, bad investments keep you broke. The more attention you feed his memory, the more you bankrupt yourself of the confidence and clarity you need to rise above. The longer you keep paying that rent, the less space you have to build the life that's waiting for you. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about evicting him from the control panel of your life. You choose where your energy goes. You decide what thoughts get space in your mind. The day you stop giving free rent to his memory is the day you start reclaiming the most expensive property you'll ever own, your peace of mind. Rejection feels like a punch to the chest. It shakes your confidence, makes you question your worth, and sometimes even convinces you that you weren't good enough. But what most people don't realize is that rejection is not the end of the story. It's the plot twist that introduces a stronger version of you. Every no you hear is actually a redirection, pushing you closer to the people, places, and opportunities that are meant for you. When someone rejects you, they're not defining your value. They're revealing their own inability to see it. That sting you feel is not proof of your inadequacy, it's proof that you cared. And caring is not weakness, it's humanity. Instead of letting that sting harden you, use it to sharpen your focus. Let it push you to discover strengths you didn't know you had, because pain has a way of pulling out power you'd never access in comfort. Think about it, some of your greatest growth moments came after rejection. The job you didn't get, the friend who left, the partner who walked away. All of them forced you to evolve. Without those doors closing, you wouldn't have been pushed to build resilience, independence, or clarity about what you actually deserve. Rejection forces you to level up in ways acceptance never could. The real power comes when you stop seeing rejection as loss and start seeing it as feedback. Every rejection strips away what isn't right for you and sharpens your path toward what is. It's like refining gold. The fire feels brutal, but it leaves you stronger, purer, and more unshakable than before. When someone hurts you, the natural impulse is to lash out, yell, scream, demand answers. But the truth is, nothing pierces the ego more than silence. Screaming shows you're still emotionally invested, still tied to them, still reacting. Silence, on the other hand, speaks volumes without uttering a word. It says, "You're no longer worth my energy." And that quiet dismissal cuts deeper than any argument ever could. Silence removes the stage they're craving. When you stop engaging, you strip them of the attention they once thrived on. They can't feed on your anger, can't feed on your tears, can't feed on the constant back and forth. You take away the fuel that keeps their ego burning. That emptiness you leave behind is louder than any insult, because it forces them to face themselves without distraction. It also gives you back control. Every time you scream, you hand them power, showing that they can still provoke you. But silence keeps the power in your hands. It lets you walk away with dignity intact, with your head high, without stooping to their level. It becomes a boundary, a shield, declaration that your peace is more valuable than proving a point. Silence doesn't just affect them, it transforms you. It teaches restraint, self-respect, and emotional discipline. It makes you realize you don't need to fight for closure, because your decision to disengage is the closure. And the beauty of silence is that it leaves a space so heavy, so undeniable, that the person who once took you for granted feels the weight of your absence more than the noise of your anger. A heartbreak has a strange way of making you feel invisible, like the person who once couldn't stop looking at you suddenly acts like you're not even there. That invisibility can crush you if you let it, or it can ignite you if you decide differently. The glow-up isn't about him, it's about you. It's about turning the pain into fuel and using it to step into a version of yourself that even you can't stop admiring. A true glow-up isn't just external. It's not just new clothes, new hair, or a new body. Those things are powerful, yes, but the real transformation starts within. It's the confidence that comes when you stop tying your worth to someone else's validation. It's the discipline of choosing habits that serve you, building routines that strengthen you, and walking into every room like you belong there. Because you do. The irony is, when you focus on yourself instead of chasing his attention, that's exactly when his attention comes crawling back. He'll notice the way your energy has shifted, the way your presence feels untouchable, the way your smile carries freedom instead of longing. He may not say it out loud, but inside, he'll feel that shift, and it will burn his ego more than any revenge you could ever plan. But the glow-up isn't just for him to notice. It's for the world to notice. It's for the opportunities that start opening up because of the confidence you radiate. It's for the friendships, the networks, the unexpected doors that suddenly appear when you carry yourself like you are worthy of more. The glow-up makes you magnetic, and when you shine that brightly, you stop needing anyone to validate your light. The most powerful part of a glow-up is realizing you no longer care if he looks or not. By the time you've built yourself into that unstoppable, undeniable version, his gaze doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that you can look in the mirror and see someone who refused to let heartbreak break her. And that reflection is the only one you need. Revenge is often imagined as payback, making him feel the pain he caused you, proving he lost something valuable. But the sweetest form of revenge isn't loud, it isn't messy, and it doesn't come with drama. It's confidence. When you stand tall, when you carry yourself with self-worth that doesn't waver, when you no longer need validation from anyone. That's when you've already won. Nothing unsettles someone more than realizing they can't shake you anymore. Confidence is magnetic. It shifts the energy in every room you walk into. It's not about arrogance, it's about presence. The kind that makes people turn their heads, not because of what you wear, but because of how you carry yourself. That kind of strength makes him realize that the person he thought he broke is untouchable, and that realization eats at his ego in a way no angry text or bitter confrontation ever could. The reason confidence stings as revenge is because it doesn't depend on him at all. It isn't reactive. It's not a performance designed to get his attention. It's real, it's rooted, it's authentic. When he sees you thriving without a single word thrown his way, it sends a message louder than any scream. But you never had the power to define me. That truth is devastating to someone who thought they were the center of your world. Confidence also rewrites the narrative. Instead of being the one left behind, you become the one who outgrew the situation. You're no longer the character in his story. You're the author of your own. Every choice you make with confidence tells the world that you've moved from heartbreak to self-mastery. And in that shift, you stop looking like someone who lost. You look like someone who upgraded. Even in moments when he expects you to crumble, confidence is what keeps you steady. It's the calm in your voice, the control in your actions, the grace in your silence. He may try to provoke a reaction, but when you meet it with composure, you show him that nothing he does has the power to disturb your peace. That unshakable energy becomes a mirror he can't escape, reflecting back his own weakness. The most beautiful part about confidence as revenge is that it's not just about him. It transforms your entire life. It opens doors, strengthens relationships, and makes you unstoppable in ways that far surpass the breakup. While he is stuck reliving the past, you are busy building a future so magnetic, so full of power, that even if he watches from a distance, he knows deep down he can't reach the version of you that exists now. When someone breaks your heart, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing their ego is more powerful than your value. You start measuring yourself by their approval, their attention, their willingness to choose you. But that's where the shift has to happen. You don't feed his ego, you raise your standard. The moment your standard becomes the measure of what you accept, his ego loses its grip on you completely. Standards are not about being demanding, they're about being clear. They set the rules for how people treat you and what you allow into your life. When you raise your standard, you're no longer impressed by empty promises, breadcrumbs of attention, or excuses dressed as effort. You don't argue for respect, you expect it. And when someone can't meet that level, they disqualify themselves without you having to lift a finger. The power in replacing his ego with your standard is that it flips the script. His ego wants you to chase, to prove, to beg for scraps of validation. Your standard says, if you want access to me, you have to rise to my level. That changes the dynamic from you competing for his attention to him competing for your time, your energy, your heart. And that shift bruises his ego more than any insult ever could. This isn't about revenge, it's about self-respect. When your standards are high, you're not punishing him, you're protecting yourself. You're building a filter that naturally removes anyone who can't give you consistency, commitment, and care. You're no longer trapped in the cycle of proving your worth to someone who can't see it. You're living in a place where only those who do see it even get close. The more you live by your standards, the less room there is for his ego. His attempts to impress you, manipulate you, or keep you tied to him start to feel small, irrelevant, and powerless. You stop reacting to his games because your standard makes them invisible. You're too focused on what truly matters to even notice. That indifference is louder than any words because it shows he no longer dictates your choices. Replacing his ego with your standard isn't just about removing him from the pedestal. It's about putting yourself on it. It's a declaration that your worth isn't up for debate, and your love isn't up for discount. It forces anyone who wants to be in your life to step up or step aside, and that is where real power begins.